At 2 in the morning, the skies over Russia's Black Sea coast lit up in flames. Not from fireworks, not from celebrations, from a Ukrainian drone that came straight for Vladimir Putin's backyard. It slammed into the forest near Cape Idokopas, just steps away from the palace Putin calls his private paradise, his billion-dollar mansion, his secret playground. And now it's burning. Putin is mad. Putin is scared. Because Ukraine just showed him that even his most guarded, most hidden palace is no longer safe. This is the palace Alexei Navalny once exposed. The same palace that cost over $1.5 billion, built with gold, marble, casinos, theaters, even an aqua disco. A palace paid for with Russian people's money while the country crumbles. Navalny revealed it, and he was jailed and later murdered. Now, years later, Ukrainian drones have done what Navalny predicted. They've put Putin's empire of corruption right in the crosshairs. Russian officials scrambled to lie. They said their air defenses shot down the drones and that falling debris caused the fire. But independent Russian media told the truth. The flames came within a mile of Putin's seaside mansion and less than a kilometer from his Kranitsa winery. Pictures of the fire show forests scorched and smoke billowing close enough for Putin's bodyguards to panic. Putin has poured billions into bunkers, underground tunnels, and security systems. He even stripped air defenses from cities to protect his palaces. Yet, one small Ukrainian drone still slipped through. That's what terrifies him. Now the question is, how do Ukrainian drones actually find and hit these hidden places? The answer lies in a mix of reconnaissance and advanced guidance technology. First, small drones equipped with electro-optical and infrared sensors sweep the area, quietly mapping terrain and spotting concealed targets. Once identified, these drones activate a laser target designator, LTD, that projects a coded infrared beam onto the chosen spot. The beam is invisible to the human eye, but to a precision weapon, it's like a beacon. The reflected signal is tracked by the seeker head of a guided munition, whether it's a glide bomb, artillery shell, or larger strike drone. What makes this so devastating for Russia is the cost balance. A quadcopter that costs a few $1,000s can mark a target for a munition worth far less than the multi-million-dollar air defense missiles Russia wastes trying to stop them. It's a perfect blend of low-cost drones with high-end targeting systems, flipping the advantage on the battlefield and exposing even Putin's most hidden sites. Here's the rational truth. Ukraine doesn't need giant bombers or expensive missiles to shake Russia. Their drones are cheap, light, and clever. They fly low, hugging the ground, slipping under radar. Even when Russia shoots them down, the wreckage still crashes with force. One drone costs Ukraine a fraction of what Russia spends trying to stop it. And every drone that gets through forces Russia to waste more missiles, move more radars, and stretch their defenses thin. For Putin, the fire wasn't just fire. It was humiliation. His palace is supposed to be untouchable. His enemies weren't supposed to reach him. And yet, Ukraine just did. And it's not just Putin's palaces that are under threat. Ukraine has now proven it can reach deep into Russia's critical infrastructure. On August 24th, Ukraine's Independence Day, drones slammed into multiple Russian regions. One detonated near the Kursk nuclear power plant, just 60 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, damaging an auxiliary transformer and forcing reactor number 3 to cut its output by half. Radiation levels remained stable, but the message was clear. Even Russia's nuclear plants are not untouchable. That same night, another wave of drones sparked a massive blaze at the Ust-Luga fuel export terminal, one of Russia's key gateways for energy sales abroad. For a country that funds its war machine with oil and gas profits, these strikes cut deeper than bombs. They strike at the very engine of Putin's economy. Ukraine's drone war is not just about fire and explosions, it's about strategy. Kiev has turned cheap, garage-built drones into weapons of precision and terror for Moscow. These drones don't fly high like fighter jets. They skim the earth, hugging valleys, weaving between power lines, sneaking beneath Russia's radar nets. Some are packed with explosives, others are just decoys meant to force Russian air defenses to waste expensive missiles. And the timing could not have been worse. Just days after the palace fire, Putin flew to China for a summit where he was supposed to look strong, confident, and in control. Instead, he arrived nervous, paranoid, and visibly angry. The smoke from his burning forest was still fresh in his mind, and when he landed in Beijing, the humiliation got deeper. Xi Jinping gave warmer welcomes to other leaders. Putin's arrival looked small, almost ignored. The message was clear. He is no longer the strong partner, but a desperate man begging for help. Behind closed doors, that's exactly what happened. Putin asked China for more drones, for microchips to bypass sanctions, and even for North Korean soldiers through Beijing's back channels. The so-called strongman of Russia reduced to pleading for support because his own war machine is failing. Back home, his response was the same as always. He unleashed fury not on Ukraine's military, but on Ukraine's civilians. Over 500 drones and 45 missiles were launched at apartment buildings, schools, and embassies across 14 Ukrainian regions. Children killed, families shattered. Putin calls this retaliation. But everyone can see the truth. It's desperation. He can't stop Ukraine from humiliating him, so he lashes out at the innocent. This is why Ukraine strikes at symbols like Putin's palace. It forces him into irrational rage. It proves he cannot protect what he values most. And every time he responds by killing civilians, the world sees him for what he is: a weak tyrant hiding behind lies and fear. Think about it. This palace was once a monument to Putin's power. Now it's a monument to his paranoia. He barely uses it anymore. He can't sleep there. He can't trust it. And after this fire, he knows that if one drone can burn his backyard, the next one can do even more. Ukraine didn't just burn a forest. They burned Putin's illusion of safety. They showed that his billions cannot build walls high enough. His bodyguards cannot shoot fast enough. His lies cannot cover smoke rising into the sky. And the effect ripples across Russia. Generals now wonder if their own villas and dachas are safe. Ordinary Russians whisper that if the president's palace can be hit, then nothing is protected. Even China sees it. An ally who can't defend his own home is not a strong ally. Putin is mad now. Mad because drones are coming to his back door. Mad because his favorite palace, the one he built as a symbol of power, is now a symbol of weakness. Mad because Ukraine has turned his paranoia into reality. And here's the cold, rational truth. Every drone costs Ukraine maybe a few $1,000s. Every interception costs Russia tens or hundreds of thousands. Every hit shakes Putin's image, weakens his grip, and exposes his empire. That's why Ukraine will keep sending them. That's why Putin will keep losing sleep. So the world sees the picture clearly. Putin is not the untouchable czar he pretends to be. He is a man watching his billion-dollar palace go up in smoke, running to China for help, lashing out at civilians, and realizing that the war he started has come home. The message Ukraine sent is simple and bold. No palace is safe. No leader is safe. No tyrant can hide forever. Putin is scared. Putin is cornered, and Putin knows it.